What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So with today being Friday, we will do my weekly portfolio trading 212 update, and this is week 7. We will discuss my overall portfolio growth. We'll see if it's up or down. We'll discuss any dividends that were paid this week. We will look into the trading that I undertook also this week, and we'll have a quick brief chat about why I'm going to be remaining cash heavy over the coming weeks. But before we get into today's video, as always, if you're new around here, please consider smashing that subscribe button, as we're currently on 359 subscribers. So with all that being said, let's dive right into my trading 212 portfolio. So overall, my portfolio value is currently €4,489, which is about $4,600 or $700. We are currently up 5.87% or €250. That's gone up about 4% since the start of the week. This week, we invested a further €400, which is about $550, into 6 different pies to help improve my dollar cost averaging. So as you all are well aware, the US markets have been quite volatile over the past few weeks. So I kind of took advantage of some of the stocks in the pies that we're going to mention today. And they were in the healthcare, financial sector, utilities, communication services, consumer discretionary, and we also added a new ETF. In terms of this week's dividends, we got 2 payouts. Although they're quite small, you gotta realize that this is going to be a long-term investment, so over time as the shares grow, so will the dividends. So firstly, we got paid on the 8th from AT&T, a massive 71 cent, and also on the 5th, we got a dividend from JP Morgan and Chase of 57 cent. And again, once you start kind of compounding this back into the shares over years, and even decades for that matter, these dividend payouts will start to get substantially more. So let's have a look through each of my 12 portfolio pies in terms of each one having their own sector, and we'll see how each is performing. First of all, we have my communication services sector pie. We currently are up €39 or 7.82%. We have about €540 invested as of now, and we have 3 holdings in the form of Facebook, which is up an impressive 16.35%. Walt Disney, one of the companies that I did invest in this week to help improve my dollar cost averaging, is now in the green and nearly up 2%. And we have AT&T, which is currently down about 2.5%. So if I see the AT&T stock dive under 5% next week, I'll start to invest more here as well to improve my dollar cost averaging. Our next sector pie is a consumer discretionary. We are currently up 5.47%, and we have 2 holdings. Tesla is up 13.8%, and McDonald's is down about 0.78%. In my consumer staples pie, we are currently up 2.25%. We have 3 holdings. Coca-Cola is currently up 1.14%, PepsiCo is up 3.2%, and P&G is currently up 2.78%. The first of my pies in today's video that is in the red, albeit just under 1%, is the energy sector pie. Now I've noticed over the last few weeks that this pie has been quite volatile, so I have been buying on the dip. It has been going up 5% in the green and going down below 5 or 6%. So once it's been in the red, I've started to invest more, again to improve my dollar cost averaging. We currently have 2 holdings here in the form of ExxonMobil, which is currently down 2.06%, and Chevron, which is currently up 0.35%. I've also mentioned in prior videos that I'm going to be looking into adding some more companies into this pie in the form of more clean energy and renewable energy sources in the coming weeks. Next up is my ETF pie. We currently are up 7.18% in this pie, and we have 2 holdings in the form of the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, which is up 7.56%, and our new ETF that I've added in this week, the Vanguard FTSE 100, we are currently up 3.28%. My financial sector pie is currently up 2.33%, and we have 5 holdings as of now. We saw in last week's video that Visa and MasterCard were down considerably in the red, down both. I think Visa was down about 7% in the red, and MasterCard was down about 13 or 14%. So I kind of lumped in a fair bit more this week into both of those companies. And we are now, after improving my dollar cost averaging drastically in these 2, which definitely is the goal as a long-term investor, and we are currently up in Visa. We are up now 0.61%. We are currently still down in MasterCard, but considerably less down, so we're only down 1.64% now, as opposed to about 13 or 14% at the start of the week. JP Morgan and Chase is currently up 8.34%, Bank of America is up 2.46%, and Goldman Sachs is currently up 3.05%. Next up is another pie that I've put money into this week, again to improve my dollar cost averaging. We are currently now back in the green and are up 0.87%. Our three holdings are Johnson & Johnson, which is currently down 3.09%. So again, if that drops below 5, I'm going to start investing even more. AbbVie is currently up nearly 10%, and Pfizer is currently down just 0.7%. Next up is our industrial sector pie, and we are currently up 3.71%, and we currently have two holdings in the form of 3M, which is up nearly 0.5%, and Caterpillar, which is currently up 11.3%. My material sector pie is currently up 6.78%, which I'm quite happy with that, as it was in the red at the beginning of the week. We only have the one company here at the moment, Barrick Gold, and again, I want to add further positions into this pie in the coming weeks. Another sector that I want to add more positions into is my real estate pie. We're currently down 2.55%, and we only have the one company here, Realty Income. And again, this stock and pie, for that matter, has been quite volatile over the past few weeks, so I wouldn't even be surprised if this went into the green by the end of the day. We also have my technology sector pie, which is my largest position as of now. We are currently up €120 or 12.05%. We have four holdings here as of late. We have Microsoft, which is up 8.64%, Amazon, which is up 8.94%, Apple, which is currently up 8.5%, and Alphabet Class A, which is up 22.11%. And I'm always definitely want to buy more technology sector pies, especially these four. But at the moment, as they're all up nearly about 10 or 11% on average when you combine them all, I don't really want to buy in at those prices because my dollar cost averaging will suffer. So at the start of the week, these top three anyway were in the red, albeit down less than 1%, but I didn't want to really buy in then either because I was waiting for them to go down more, which they didn't. So I'm going to just sit tight here, and I'm going to start improving my other pies at the moment to start bumping up the value of those and to get in on dollar cost averaging so I'll be able to improve my long-term investing. But for now, I'll leave this technology pie as is until I see any of these go into the red. Next, we have my utility sector pie. We are currently up nearly 8% here in the form of waste management, which is currently €7.94 profit. Overall, so we have about 10 green pies and 2 red. So we're up 7.93 in utilities, 12 in tech. We're down 2.5 in real estate, up 6.7 materials, up 3.7 industrial, up nearly 1% in healthcare, up 2% in financials, up 7 in ETFs. Energy sector, we are down about 1%. Consumer staples, consumer discretionary, and communication services are all in the green. So I'm quite happy with this week's progress as we are up nearly 6%. But again, it doesn't really bother me. In fact, I nearly prefer sometimes when I do see some of the pies go into the red, as crazy as that sounds, because it means I can really improve my dollar cost averaging as I'm a long-term investor, and that really does make the difference in the long term on what prices you're actually buying in at going forward. Also, while I'm here, we'll have a quick look through the top 10 companies on this week's Trading 212 hot list that I mentioned in yesterday's video. It's a new feature on Trading 212 where you can see the top companies and the number of accounts Trading 212 portfolios that actually hold each of these positions. So we can see here, it's kind of no surprise that companies like Tesla currently are the most traded company or the most held company on Trading 212 with 93,500 investors holding this company. We then have Apple, Amazon, Neo, BP, Microsoft, National Grid, Netflix, Lloyds Bank, and Under Armour making up the top 10 holdings. So with all that being said, that brings the end to today's video. If you liked the video or found it any way helpful, it'd be great if you consider smashing that like button, and more importantly, if you could subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Also, if you have any questions or comments to make on my portfolio, please comment below as I'm always up for anything financial or investment related chat wise. Thanks very much guys, have a good weekend and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.